Do you feel the vibes?
What's up, YouTube? It's Carolina Calvin coming back to you with your NFL 2017 Divisional Round playoffs. In the wild card round, I went 3-1 with the lone team, the Giants, losing pretty badly. Hopefully in this divisional round, the games are better. Because you look at the games, they were either blowouts or there was injuries really affecting one team. Say in case of Oakland, where they were not only missing Derek Carr, they were also missing multiple guys on their offensive line. So they really it was uphill battle for them, coming into that game. And you saw how poorly they played. How bad specifically that offense looked with all those injuries. To the offensive line, of course, to Derek Carr. Also, the Dolphins had Ryan Tannehill was out. And can you just blame it on that? No, it still was really just dominating, especially up front. The offensive line was able to control the game. Le'Veon Bell was amazing in that game. So I think it was more just domination in the trenches. The NFC games were blowouts. The Lions didn't play well. And the Giants, Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie injury was huge, especially as you saw Aaron Rodgers was able to start to move the ball. Absolutely no pass rush. But not only just that, it was offensively. Eli was missing throws. He was getting guys the ball. They weren't catching it. Odell Beckham had a bad game. All of those receivers really didn't play well. And that you go back and look at that game, the offense didn't look good. And the fact that Aaron Rodgers once he started to get it going, the Giants just haven't been scoring enough points this season. You saw Aaron Rodgers was able to do whatever he wanted with all the time that his offensive line has been giving him. They've been giving him all that kind of time this season, pretty much in almost every game. But let's quickly get into the divisional round. Saturday, January 14th, the Seattle Seahawks head to Atlanta to play the Falcons. Now, this is a matchup of a game earlier this season. I believe it was October 16th. The Seahawks ended up winning. They were at home. It was pretty controversial because of, honestly, from what I saw, a non-call. It was supposed to be pass interference on Richard Sherman. They did not call it, and the game pretty much ended there. Now, I'll say again, Earl Thomas, not having him is huge. You didn't really see it in the Lions game because just the Lions team is just not good, man. They relied on a lot of heroics by Stafford most of the year. Hence why most of the games they were down in, you saw a lot of heroic Stafford. And you can see as it went on later this season, it just they weren't getting that the same kind of you could say luck, or they just weren't getting the same kind of they weren't moving the ball as well as they were early on in the season. I like the Falcons offense definitely over the Detroit Lions. Better running backs, better running game. Devontae Freeman has been really good this season. Matt Ryan's been good. Julio Jones been in and out of the lineup, but he's had some big games this season. And the guy's always a nightmare when he's on the field healthy. This was tough because Atlanta. I really like the offense and the balance with the offense. You got your running backs come out of the backfield and catch the ball. But defensively, they're really young on defense. I think it's still a growing process with them, but they're really young, very inexperienced in terms of playoffs on that defense. And the Seahawks just definitely the more experienced team here overall. But the Earl Thomas injury could play a factor with a guy like Julio Jones back there. Although you still have Cam Chancellor, who's still really good safety back there. And I can honestly see Russell Wilson being able to move the ball against that Falcons defense, inexperienced defense. The guys fly around, though. You definitely got to give him credit for that. think I'm going to go Seattle. I think Seattle will be able to get. And you look at the first meeting, it was a close game. Like I said, last play. So you really can't go wrong either way. I think I'm going to go Seattle in this game. I think the experience on both sides of the football. I think Seattle's defense is more likely to get stops than Atlanta's defense. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to hang with the Seahawks on this one. So that game comes on at 4:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturday. The next game, which is also on Saturday, is Houston Texans head to New England and play the Patriots. I'm going to keep this one brief. I don't think the Texans stand a chance. The only reason they were really able to get all that pressure against Oakland was because multiple offensive linemen were out and using a third-string quarterback. It wasn't Derek Carr. It wasn't your starter. And still, they didn't really start to score points till the end of the game. So Oakland still stayed in the game, until late, where the Texans really got up on them. New England's going to be a different story. You're playing in Foxborough. Tom Brady's going to pick them apart. And that Patriots defense is probably going to get some turnovers. They haven't been giving up a lot of points. And the Texans, Brock Osweiler, overpaid. He's not that good. I got the Patriots all day. I think this is going to be the games I'm looking at. Seahawks Atlanta game. Of course, the Sunday games. This one is more likely to me to be a blowout. So I got the Patriots in this one all day. The Sunday games, and the Patriots game is the 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, if I didn't already say that. The Sunday game, January 15th at 1:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Pittsburgh Steelers head to Kansas City to play the Chiefs. Big news with the Steelers is the health of Ben Roethlisberger. They said he was in a boot. I still don't know the status of him. The guy's going to play. He's been dealing with ankle, foot injuries. He usually tries to play through them. But this time you're playing against a better Chiefs front than that Miami Dolphins. And, Kansas City has been really tough at home. I think, for the Steelers, that it's going to be how well they run the ball against a better Chiefs front. Just a better overall Chiefs defense. How they're able to run the ball, because they were able to dominate the Dolphins up front. And it really, because most of Ben's yards came in that first half. And he ended up with 190 something, and he got about 130 in that first half. So most of it came in the first half. It was mainly just running the ball, really dominating the Dolphins up front, time of possession and all that. That's how essentially they was able to dominate that game. And the defense was hard hitting. They were flying all around the field. The run defense was really good, and this is after early on in the year where the Dolphins really dominated them in terms of their running game. The Steelers really shut that down. And I feel as though the Steelers defensively can possibly slow down the Chiefs' offense. Alex Smith is still a noodle-arm quarterback. He's still not going to make those deep throws. He's still going to be short stuff, a lot of yards after the catch. Travis Kelce is going to be a tough matchup for any of those defenders, specifically the linebackers. But I could see somebody like Shazier defending him. He's one of the faster linebackers. So that could be an interesting matchup that we'll see play out. But the biggest thing with me is Ben Roethlisberger's foot. And because of that, it is too many question marks with how healthy is he. We know he can play through it. But I think I'm going to go with the Chiefs at home to beat the Steelers. Now, the Steelers, who knows? Ben Roethlisberger can go out there and play through the pain, and, the offense can just go off, same way they did with the Dolphins. But we just don't know. But based on just that injury, I'm going to stick with the more healthier Kansas City Chiefs team. And the Sunday afternoon, 4:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Green Bay Packers head to Dallas to play the Cowboys. Now, the Cowboys, big question mark. We know, could you really say it's a question mark? We know Dak Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, these guys are rookies. So they don't have any playoff experience, but they've played well throughout the season. So, they come in, and the playoffs is a whole different thing, man. You go in there, and it's a lot of anxiety, especially in your first playoff game, or even veterans experience that. So would that play a factor? And also, defensively, they're going to have to get pressure on Aaron Rodgers, or they're going to get picked apart. And that's very tough because his offensive line, in terms of pass protection, you go look at the numbers in terms of time between the snap and the actual throwing the ball. It's the highest with the Packers. You see a lot of these plays where Aaron Rodgers is able to survey the field, look back and forth, and guys aren't even getting close to him. And you just can't let that happen because you can't cover receivers that long. So it's going to be really important for the Cowboys to generate some kind of pressure. The Packers, huge blow. No Jordy Nelson. I believe it was we had broken ribs. It was something like that. So he will more than likely not play in this game. So that's a huge blow. But even after that, Aaron Rodgers was still able to find other guys to really shred that Giants defense, which that Giants defense has been better than that Cowboys defense. But different matchup, different game. The Cowboys could have a different game plan in to actually get pressure, to actually slow down that Packers offense. On the Green Bay side, defensively, I'm gonna talk about defense of both of these teams. But Green Bay, will they be able to slow down the run? Because that's what the Cowboys are gonna try to establish. They've been one of the best teams in football in terms of the running game, have one of the best offensive lines in football. They've done a great job. Ezekiel Elliott has been a beast. More than likely, definitely going to be Rookie of the Year. I don't think there's any question about that. So can the Packers really slow down that rushing game from the Cowboys? I thought the Packers defense played really well against the Giants, but the Giants made a lot of mistakes that really shot themselves in the foot. And the Cowboys are gonna have to establish that run. They're gonna have to, huge time of possession. They're gonna have to keep Aaron Rodgers off the field, and they're gonna have to score touchdowns. You can't settle for field goals because this guy, just like Tom Brady, you can't settle against teams like that can score a bunch of points. You can't settle for field goals. You got to go in there and get you a touchdown. You got to be able to, one of the best ways to slow down a great quarterback is keep him on the sideline. What's the best way to get time possession? Running the ball, converting, getting your guys, especially you got a rookie quarterback and Dak Prescott, no playoff experience. Get them in short yardage situations. You got the offensive line, you got the running game, you got the running back. You got to get them in the short yardage situations. You got to keep Aaron Rodgers off the field. But I think I'm gonna go with the Cowboys in this one. I think they'll be able to control the clock. It could possibly be a shootout, but I think they're going to be able to control the clock with their running game. But that pretty much does it for this week. Let me know what you think down in the comment section about, give me your picks for any of these games. I'm hoping it's gonna be better. You got some injuries to the Steelers, to some of the Steelers players, some of the Packers players, but I feel as though I hope that it's not like last week where it's either blowouts or injury riddled teams. But if you like this video, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Thanks for watching.